Hey Star Wars fans, Budget Jedi here. Wanted to share with you a summer project that I am about to start here. This is a horseshoe and ring toss set. It's summertime, and so you guys have probably seen lots of these. I actually picked this up from my local discount store called Christmas Tree Shops for $5. And you know, as you can see, it's got the horseshoes and rings and two stakes, so you can play at the beach with it. I probably have seen it also at Target. I'm not sure, but I don't know about you guys. When I saw this horseshoe set, I thought to myself, Cantina Bar. So this video will be about me attempting to make a Cantina Bar, which is a set I don't own. I really wish I had to pose my figures with. Alright, what I've done here is taken 3 of the plastic horseshoe pieces, and as you can see, I still have one left, and I've super glued them right on top of one another, and it's stuck pretty good, and it's very light actually, and the whole point of this is really just to make the structure of the Cantina table bar. And I also made sure that it's pretty much the size that I wanted. And I think this is not super accurate, but it is big enough to make a nice diorama of the Cantina Bar. The next thing that I want to do here is to get rid of all these holes on top and these gaps on the side. And the way I'm going to do that is by using lightweight spackling. This is different than actual spackling compound, where it's not only heavier, but it's more expensive. I got this in a store for $2, and there's only one goal, is to fill these holes and make it all one smooth surface. All I'm doing right now is basically just piling up a bunch of this spackling material right on top to fill out those holes. And I'm gonna take a piece of cardboard here and just completely smooth it out, like so. And just a quick update, this is what the horseshoes look like with a bunch of spackling on it. I actually cut off the extra parts that was jutting out, and what I'm gonna do is extend this little thing just by using a little piece of cardboard here. 1, 2. So my Cantina Bar is starting to take shape. I'm gonna take one of these small flat rate boxes and put it right in the middle, because I believe the bartender has a place where he puts all his drinks. Of course, I'm gonna shorten this. I'm gonna cut it right about there. And so I've got the basic setup of the Cantina Bar. Here's my bar tap area, which is again a piece of flat rate box with cardboard on top, just to make it look circular, like I think the movie has it. And if you remember, he's got a bunch of beverage dispensers on top. I think it was mostly metallic, and I had leftover spray paint pieces from my Endor bunker diorama. So, you know, I've got anything from a lip gloss piece to marker caps, pen caps, anything works really. So I spray painted all these pieces, and I'm gonna randomly just stick it on top of this. And that should be my beverage dispensing area. And this step is just adding a bunch of bent paper clips for the pipe effect. I don't know. What do you guys think? Alright guys, now we're at the point where things are finally coming together for me. And as you can see here, I've got a cardboard box, and I've colored the bottom sort of dark and black, and the walls some sand colored. And I actually cut off a little piece on the side here just because I would like to look at my Cantina diorama from this angle. And let's start putting things together. And the first thing that I want to put on is obviously my actual Cantina Bar, which is probably going to go right in the middle here. As you can see, I put a piece of cardboard. Absolutely not that nice, but you know, it kind of adds a little bit of color. As you know, the real Cantina Bar has a lip on the outside. So that's my Horseshoe Cantina Bar. I've got the middle part here, or the bar tap area as I like to call it. It's gonna lay right in there. And next I have the actual table of drinks and beverage dispensers. That's gonna go right there. That's, you know, the reason I put so much work into that is because that's gonna be the center focus of the display. And this is a pretty cool addition. I actually cut out a little piece of cardboard and spray painted it with sand color. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fit it right in the back there, and I'll glue it on a little bit later, but it just adds a little dimension to the whole display. And so that's the bottom part of the Cantina diorama. Now, some of you I know will ask, hey Budget Jedi, where are the chairs? Where are the stools? Well, I actually did some research, and I actually took the time to save up all my milk carton caps here, because I was getting ready for the past few weeks to actually undertake this little project. And it turns out there are no bar stools in the movie. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but there really were no stools in the original scene. Anyway, moving on to the cooler part of the project, which is lighting. Now, if you guys remember, I had that extra piece of horseshoe, and what I did was I stuck it on a piece of cardboard that I cut out to be the same size and the same shape. And what I'm gonna do here, as you can see, I spackled it to make it look realistic, and I am going to stick it on the top of the diorama, and that's gonna be my Cantina Roof. And I believe in the movie it should be right around here. It should be a lot shorter. But if I do it like this, I pretty much won't be able to see what's going on in my display, which is not that nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the top of the box here and just kind of stick it on with a bunch of glue. And like I said, it's definitely going to add some lighting to the diorama. So here is the Cantina Bar that I made out of some plastic horseshoes. As usual, very happy when some of my new vintage figures get some serious playtime. Obviously I do have more Cantina figures, but I just wanted to focus on a certain scene, so I didn't want to use that many figures. But here are some legacy and modern vintage figures that are being displayed right now. And obviously the most important ones are here. Panda Baba, Dr. Evazan saying, "I don't like you." And there's Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Legacy. And he's talking to Chewbacca. And there's Wooher, the bartender. He is a little outdated. He is from the Power of the Force line. And I believe that's the most updated bartender figure we have. And there is a closer look at the junk that I used. You can tell it's mostly pen caps, bottle caps. I've got a couple of screw holders or leftover pieces. That's a bottle of something. And of course, for the so-called piping, I'm using paper clips. That's what that looks like. Now, I made actually a slot on the top here for lighting. So what I'm gonna do now is take a little bit of lighting here. As you can see, I've got these tiny push lights, and I'm gonna put it right on top there, because that's the way the Cantina Bar was set up in A New Hope. And let's check it out. Let's see what it looks like with the lights off. That's what that looks like with the light right on top of the bar. I know you guys can't see very well with some of the lights off in the room, but it looks really nice. Brings you back exactly to the movie or the scene, which is what I'm trying to go for here. Now, what I like about using cardboard is there's lots of room for possibilities here. I can also take down that wall and add, you know, bars and tables and expand the scene. So lots of possibilities. Cardboard is always easy to work with, and the center of the focus is always going to be the Cantina Bar, which I've done here. And you guys knew I was going to do this scene, didn't you? There it is. Obviously that's what you can do with the new Ponda Baba. Very cool. I'm not sure how movie accurate this is, but this is how I play it out. And for those of you who don't know, Hasbro did make a Cantina Bar set. But it's like a couple of sets that you have to buy. I think you have to buy 4 or maybe even 6. And each of them will cost you up to $20. So it's going to get costly if you want to buy the whole set. And I'm not sure how in scale it is. I'm not even sure if my bar is long enough for the real thing in scale. And I don't know if Hasbro's is also in scale. And I do believe they don't have this middle beverage dispenser option with Hasbro sets. So just to bring that up, and if I see or I know of any good reviews of the Hasbro Cantina set, I will put the link up online or on the screen. Now this diorama took, I want to say, about 3 days and maybe about 12 hours of work time, not including all the waiting for spackling and paint. But I'm pretty happy with the way it came out, and I've been wanting a Cantina Bar for so long, and this was really the cheapest option for me. So I'm glad I completed it finally. And I hope to display again a bunch of my figures with this later on. And I love that this whole thing is pretty much one box. Like if I close this up, you can see that it's pretty much contained within one box. Now a lot of you probably already know I love my displays compact and kind of organized in one little area. So I don't like taking up tons of space. The other thing I wanted to mention was the shape of the bar here was really important. This was the reason I made this, was because I did not want to construct this U-shaped bar out of, you know, scratch. And I was very happy when I saw the horseshoe, plastic horseshoe. But if you look at it very closely, you can see that it still looks like a horseshoe. It's not really straight all the way through, which is a pity, but again, it's the cheapest thing that I could find, so it's not too bad in my opinion. So anyway, that's it for today. If you guys are still watching this, thank you for listening. Hope it was somewhat entertaining, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.